I'll be the first to admit that I'm no Sonic guy. Sonic doesn't wet my whistle. Sonic's not my thing. It's not my niche. It doesn't get my gravy going. Doesn't get my juices flowing. Doesn't make the hair on the back of my neck stand up. It doesn't get me pumped. It doesn't get me jacked. It doesn't motivate me. Doesn't stimulate me in any way, shape, or form. But let's be real here, ladies and gentlemen. If I was going to commemorate my illustrious character with all these accolades, and I'm going to be commemorating his 25th anniversary, 25 years in the game, which is no small feat in the video game industry, mind you. It's one of the biggest feats and achievements that you could have in this day and age. You have to remember something. I'm pretty sure if I cared even a half of a fuck, I'm pretty sure I could come up with something better than Sega did. And what I mean by this isn't the two announcements that they made, it's the fact that if I'm going to have a stream and call it the Sonic Party, the party to end all parties, I think I'm going to have audio quality that is better than a unmarked white van trying to get children to buy candy from them. Just saying. Half the time the audio was really loud and it was really jarring and it was way too loud and it needed to be toned down. But sometimes when they would tone it down, it would sound like... See how you can understand anything I said? That's exactly how I felt watching the stream. Half the time the audio would just cut out and it would be mute. Then there would be this weird buzzing noise, like it sounded like I was in somebody's elementary school gym. For those of you who've ever been to elementary school and had those big gymnasiums, you know that. No, yeah, that was on the audio for at least a good 2 hours. It was a hot mess. It was awful. But they did make two announcements that were relatively sizable. One, there's a game called Sonic Mania, which is a fan game brought to you by fan game developers who have made fan games of Sonic the Hedgehog in the past. And I simply don't care because if I wanted to play fan games, I would just play the infinite plethora of Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles ROM hacks that already exist. I would go out and play the many infinite number of fan games that exist. And just because they have a little bit more of a budget and a little bit more leeway because Sega's going to be in their good graces this time, at the end of the day, let's face it here, these games are already out there and already exist, and I just don't care. If I can get a million of them for free, why would I pay whatever, 20, 30, potentially $60 for this one? Really would make absolutely no sense to me, but let's put that on the back burner and on the side for now. For they made another announcement. The other announcement was they were bringing a 3D Sonic game into the forefront. They were going to, it's an unmarked project right now, meaning it doesn't have a name, doesn't even have a title, doesn't have a project name, but is going to be looking something like a new Sonic Generations. And I'm going to tell you something. This conference has taught me, this party has taught me one thing. I may have a deep-seated hatred for Classic Sonic. And the reason why I say that is, there was an announcement they made for some mobile game that they had where Classic Sonic's going to be playable now, and the crowd went nuts. The room was like, yeah, Classic Sonic! Woo! And if Classic Sonic's your thing and that's what you want to fanboy over, go right ahead. I'm just letting you know, I'm going to be 100% honest with you, look directly into my eyes. I don't give two damns about Classic Sonic. He can go die in a ditch. I just simply do not care. Now, moving past that, we seem as though we see Sonic in this new trailer. He's looking out, and there's these two giant egg mechs just destroying the city. I'm like, oh, looks like Sonic got work to do. Looks like we're having high stakes. Stakes that we haven't seen since the Sonic Adventure games, where it's actually high stakes. It looks like Eggman is doing legitimately evil things, and terrible things are happening to the people, and the wildlife, and the city, and it looks like people could actually be dying in this game. Like Shadow the Hedgehog, like, when Chaos went full form, final boss mode, and wiped out Station Square. People could have died, people could have drowned, kids died. This could be some seriously consequential stuff that's happening here. And then the trailer goes, sometimes even heroes need help. And I'm thinking in my mind, oh man, we're about to see Tails, we're going to see Knuckles, maybe even Shadow the Hedgehog coming back strong, being legitimate OGs, being gods, being back in the limelight where they need to be, getting their fair shake. They're going to be back, they're going to be useful, they're going to have a reason to exist. And then Classic Sonic shows up, and look, Generations was a good idea, it was a good concept, but it should have been a one-off. I don't want to see this be a series. I don't want Classic Sonic in every single... I don't want this. This is not what I need. This isn't what I want. You have all these characters under the sun that you want to utilize. Then some of them are actually good. I'm not saying you gotta use Silver the Hedgehog. You don't have to use Maria. But come on, you have Shadow, which is alright, that's fine. But you have Knuckles and you have Tails as your primary go-to guys that are supposed to help this man. Hell, you can even have Amy fucking Rose. There are options here. But we're just gonna default to Classic Sonic yet again. Look, Classic Sonic, look, if that's what you want to fanboy, that's great. That's fine. But really? We're doing this again. We're doing this again. And then it said that, look, I mean, it's great. I mean, they said Sonic Mania is going to have rehashed classic stages, which means they're already doing the Sonic Generations thing in the fan game. And I don't understand. I just don't understand this decision. Like, Sonic Generations worked because it was innovative in the fact that it was new, that it mixed nostalgia with new concepts, with ideas and things of that nature. But then you're bringing it into this game, and like it's not the same, and I don't know. It feels tacky in a way, and maybe I'm just being too hard. Maybe I'm just being too hard on Sonic, even though Sonic's been hard on me. You guys have seen when I've played Sonic games, I have found every glitch in like every Sonic game, and they always kill me. But you know, it's great. It's fine. I've moved past that. But yo, when I thought that Sonic was going to have something in this trailer that I was going to actually like, because when the trailer first started, the first 5 seconds, I was like, wow, this looks like a Sonic game that I might care about. I can't wait for this to have a project title, have a name, so I can start following it somewhat religiously, because it looks like it's going to be good. Then Classic Sonic jumped on the screen, and I'm like, all right, guys, I'm packing it up, and I left. I was done so. But regardless, do you think I'm crazy? If you think I'm overreacting, go right ahead in the comment section. Let me know. I'm your boy Black Prion. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, dislike. They're all the buttons are there for a reason. I'll see you when the fire's set.